Hello guys, this is nothing else, another Cargouide video, and this time I'm going to teach you how to play an Oracle in Pathfinder 2nd edition. So yeah, I know, Oracle is a hard class. Like a lot of people think, tell you that it's rocket science to play an Oracle, but it really isn't. Like, just keep a bunch of dice around or something like this, and just like use a bunch of like 4 tokens or something like this. So yeah, of course you get Charisma as your spellcasting modifier and 8 plus your Constitution modifier. So you're essentially a bit more tanky sorcerer. You can also see same saves as sorcerer. Train in Perception, Fortitude, Reflex, and Expert in Will. Just a trait in Religion, some extra skills, and 3 plus your Intelligence modifier. So pretty good over here. Simple weapons and armor up to light. So you actually get the light armor. So yeah, that's a pretty great that's a pretty great boost to your AC, especially if you're trying to wear a chain shirt, which like is the best light armor in the game pretty much. Even though it's not objectively the best, I personally say it's the best because for spellcasters, usually investing you need to actually invest a bunch to actually get stuff, but with chain shirt you don't really need to sacrifice that much for it. So yeah, now of course we have normal spontaneous spellcasting. Spontaneous spellcasting is pretty easy. You have your subclass, and now you have like revelation spells. So essentially, not only you get focus points, but also your points are actually are automatic. The revelation spells are essentially just spells that you get. So yeah, and you automatically just gain more focus points over the time. Like automatically get the feats that I would actually recommend you to take. So yeah, now Oracle. Now looking at that, it sounds like it's a better sorcerer, but it has an average amount of spell slots. So it has less spell slots than a sorcerer, of course. And yeah, and it's locked into into just the divine spell list. So yeah. Now of course, Aquila Curse is pretty long but simple. Essentially, you get a curse that increases from just like this. This curse cannot be deleted. Just you cannot delete it. You cannot bypass the curse with magic. It's a curse that is probably given by some sort of god or something like this. Like really, really strong curse. So yeah, sorry for just like lagging in real life. My brain just froze. So yeah, yeah. Every time you take your curve just like gradually increases if you use your focus points up to like the maximum level of the curve that you can have. Over here it will be just moderate curves, aka your just like normal curves. And whenever you like refocus, you just not moderate, minor. If you refocus, aka refocus your focus points, your curse changes to minor curse again. So yeah, that's how it works. And whenever you use a focus spell, then your curse increases, Whenever you use a focus spell, your curse increases by 1 step, and whenever you refocus, your curse turns into a minor curse. And when you take a rest, when you take a rest, then then your curse just disappears. And also, once again, as I told you before, it cannot be bypassed by magic. So right now you have the simplest explanations I could give you, and I just came up with it. So yeah, just yeah, you get average signature spells. So yeah, you can essentially just automatically heighten spells freely, just one per level. Um, then you also essentially just get like at level 7 you actually get the first thing that actually matters, aka expert spellcaster. Expert at spellcasting, and also master at will saves. Whenever you get a success on a will save, then you get a critical success. Magical fortitude, expert at fortitude, alertness, which yeah, just expert at proficiency at level 11, and also major curse. Because wait, oh yeah, you can have minor or moderate curse, of course, or over here at the start, you know. So it can increase from minor to moderate, and you know you can refocus to make it minor again, you know, or just rest to just make the curse just like turn into no curse at all. And then you know when you use your next focus point, you get minor again. So yeah, now and yeah, you had before like two focus points, two two, fo- two focus points, and you just when you refocus, then you had one additional, so your curse can work and stuff like this. But now you have three focus points overall, and you know just you can recover two focus points at once. So that's pretty good. And weapon expertise, of course, expert at weapons, light armor expertise, expert at light armor, lightning reflexes, expert at reflex, weapon specialization, aka extra damage from weapons, master spellcaster, you become master in spellcasting, and extreme curse, which, yeah, just essentially, just you're doomed to, which is already kind of bad. Then once every 10 minutes, when you fail an attack roll, um, skill perception check, you can actually re-roll it when you have the cards like this. And yeah, and only just like refocusing can delete the cards. And once again, when you refocused, actually you get three focus points refocused. And yeah, you remain doomed even if you refocus. So try not to go to the extreme case. No greater resolve. Of course, legendary at will saves, and like of course you get just fails instead of critical fails and just half damage on a fail. Legendary spellcaster, legendary at spellcasting, and ocular clarity. Okay, you know all of the stuff that you have about your curse, so now you get additional like 10th level. So you get actually a 10th level spell slot. So yeah, that took a while. That took 9 minutes to actually go over it. So, you know, what kind of mysteries actually are we talking about? First, Ancestors, which, once again, you get Ancestral Touch spell. You start off with you start off trade in Society, gain Guidance Cantrip, and get Ancestral Touch spell. And also you get essentially like a Cleric domain. But you can choose just between death and family if you take this. And also this one is the hardest curse to actually think about, which you know. So yeah, if you have minor curse, just every day you gain it. You roll a d4 and just depending on d4, you get a benefit. So yeah, over here you get +1 to attack rolls and +2 to damage, and on major curse you get the same as +6 to damage. In skill you get +1 to all skill and perception checks, and over here it increases to +2. Spellcasting, does you get bonus equal to their level, to the spell's level, to healing and damage. And over here, for non-cantrip spells, and over here, you get it, but +3 also. And over here, you get just like decide for it. So now, you just determine it, and when you actually so yeah, whenever you actually try to do one of the things like this, um, if you actually like use actions, use something that actually uses actions, not time, then you need to make a DC4 flat check. Okay, you need to roll a d20 and roll at least a 3. AKA, your thing has 3% chance of 15% chance of failure. So yeah, and also you change it when you roll initiative. And moderate curse essentially just makes the DC like 6, so you have like 20% chance essentially of like of wasting your action. Essentially you increase it by 10%, which makes it 25% chance actually. Forgot to say that. And over here you actually increase it by 2 further, which is 35% chance that you will actually just like waste your action. Ash, yeah, you get occultism, produce flame, you get ash and wind that essentially sickens the creature, and either destruction or fire domain. Even though I think that you have like dust domain and stuff like this, which would be way better than destruction in my opinion. You have the curse of creeping ashes that, yeah, minor is you get -1 to just constitution stuff, and your speed is reduced by 10 feet. With moderate, you're dazzled also, and yeah, that aura is 10-foot emanation now, and all the creatures over here in 10-foot emanation are concealed, and if you don't move, just to create a difficult terrain. And major curse, just creatures around you like just collapse. And to say the same over here, you see, so all creatures over here you get weakness by half damage. And if a creature other than you is killed by fire damage, their body just collapses into ash and stuff like this. Also, you reduce the hardness by half. So this curse is like really weird. Okay, but no battle curse is way easier. Over here you just get athletics, shield cantrip, which is cool, and call to arms that essentially just like gives bonus to initiative to allies. Yeah, that's pretty good as a reaction. You get mind, domain, or zeal, but we know that you'll probably just take zeal. Because over here, you actually, the benefit that you gain oh yeah, here that benefit that you gain is, just you get medium and heavy armor, and also it increases with your like light armor. And forgot to tell you about like the ash benefit, which just like you gain resistance up to like half your level, to physical damage in this thing, and just like +2 to not being shocked and stuff like this. So yeah, you just get like the stuff over here, and over here with minor cares, when you have minor cares, so your body just, I mean like you take -2 to AC and saves, but when you take, when you strike someone, you just like delay this. And it's great that you have heavy armor, because now you can dump dexterity, because you can actually put some armor on that has the bulwark trait. And with moderate cares, it just makes it that it's -1 to saves and AC, but you get as +2 bonus to just damage rolls, and gain fast healing equal to half your level, while in like non-trivial combat encounter, which is pretty good. Like you heal fast even though you get like minuses to this. Like over here, once again, you get even higher bonuses. You get +1 to attack rolls, but you are stupefied. So yeah, stupefied makes it so you need to essentially over here stupefied to succeed at DC 7 flat check to actually like even cast a spell, you know? And you have essentially -2 your will saves and all of the like mental statistic related stuff. Bones, oh yeah, this one will be pretty long. Bones, yeah, so you get negative healing, which is not a benefit, that's a minus actually. Because now it will be harder for your healers, but you technically are the healer, so yeah, you cannot like anymore use the free action heal pretty much, or you will just essentially damage yourself. And recovery DC is not really that great. And recovery DC bonus, yeah, like, sorry, but toughness fit does this, but also gives you extra health. So yeah, you get medicine, chill touch, soul siphon that, yeah, you just take additional negative, it just makes the enemy take negative damage, and it gives you temporary hit points. To the ones that the enemy lost. And if the enemy fails, the enemy is drained, and critical failure, the enemy becomes drained too. But we don't know for how long, I think. No, this may be pretty cool. You get death or undeath. And yeah, that's not a very good domain. And Curse of Living Death, yeah, just makes it so, minor curse makes it so that you get less healing, okay. And from non-magical stuff, like, okay, now you can only rely on yourself to heal, essentially. Or that enemy just like does a free action harm. You're drained, you're drained at like level 2, but you get bonus to saves against like diseases, poisons, and death effect, but nobody will actually like do death effects pretty much. Like no GM will probably actually do death effects. Like that's really rare. Diseases and poisons are okay, I think, like, but they're too situational, and drained and drained will be pretty bad actually, you know. And actually resistance to poison is pretty okay, but you know. Major curse, you actually become wounded. Uh, so yeah, for short, this mystery is garbage. Even though I love just saying that Pathfinder is really balanced. There are just like outliers, like Bones Mystery, that are just trash. Like just like Investigator, just like Interrogation Investigator and Bones Oracle, and also like later Time Oracle, are just garbage. And Cosmos Mystery, you get trained in nature, which is pretty good. Dancing Lights, you get Sprain of Stars, that is pretty good, you know? It's actually pretty good, and you get either Darkness Domain, which I think, yeah, it can be pretty useful. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not really a fan. And it gives Moon, which is like probably one of my favorite domains, you know, like if not my favorite. It gives you a strong attack, and later if you like pick your advanced domain, then it gives you an amazing buffing options. And you also gain resistance equal to 2 plus half your level to all physical damage, which is great. Now, Curse of the Sky Skull is also pretty good. Like, you become enfeebled, so yeah, just like -2 athletic stuff. Ooh! Which you probably not actually use. And you get a penalty against like forced move and stuff. With Minor Curse, you just this, but you actually get bonus against like trip attempts. And you get Powerful Leap and Quick Jump, because gravity works less on you. And Major Curse, hey, you get like even bigger minus, but Cloud Jump, it's pretty cool, like, and you become enfeebled 4, so yeah, it doesn't actually matter too much, you know? As long as you're like wearing a chain shirt or something, then it doesn't really matter at all, I think. Like over here, you don't have big drawbacks. You don't get like big bonuses. But your innate like mystery benefit is pretty good, even though you don't get like big bonuses. And you get access to like the moon domain, which is pretty good. No flames. Flames is pretty alright, I think. It gives you acrobatics produce flame. And also gives you incendiary aura, which yeah, gives a bunch of damage. Like just it makes enemies take persistent fire damage, which hey, it's pretty cool, I guess. And it gives you higher stuff like this. But the problem is with this. That your allies may actually get hit by it. So yeah, even though that stuff is pretty good, but to your allies actually, so you know, it's not all that great. So now, yeah, fire domain. Fire domain and sun domain, they're pretty alright, I think. And over here with minor curse, of course, your enemies farther than 30 feet are concealed from you. Like, okay, but combat's usually like they're within like 13 to 40 feet, I think, unless you're taking a siege or something. So it's a pretty, not a big damnation or something like this. I mean, like, even if enemy is concealed from you, you can like cast a free action harm or something, or a free action heal, or just randomly toss a fireball, and then you know you don't need to actually like roll anything, so you can actually try to bypass it. And now I'm wondering, actually, do cleric spells work on oracles. Like, do oracles get cleric spells? Just tell me. Mm, later. Um, no, smoke and stuff like this, you know. Benefit, effects. So yeah, all the creatures are concealed from you just regardless of the distance. So yeah, but when you cast a fire spell, then you automatically succeed on it. And all your senses become precise and all enemies hidden from you. Then Major Curse, you know, just it deals a bunch of damage. That's pretty great. But you also take some damage. Like, but you take, you know, like, you take, you know, like, a fourth of the damage that enemies take. And they need, and also reflex saves. Uh, Also, you can suppress your aura, and you don't lose any HP when you like try to suppress it. So it's pretty good. Like no mystery of life, extra health, medicine, stabilize. You get lifelink that is a pretty alright spell. I think like it's a pretty good spell, and you get both death or healing domain, which is actually pretty good. And death is not just damage; it's mostly about deleting undead from the existence. No cares of outputting life, you know. Um, yeah, it's harder to heal you, but you know you will have a bunch of extra hit points. So as long as your allies do a great job of like protecting you, um, then you know, then it's pretty good. Then moderate cares, you know, moderate cares, you know, you cannot be healed, you know. Except elixirs, you know. You can just like do this with normal items, but other creatures cannot heal you. So I mean, I guess that's alright. Like other creatures cannot heal, but you will probably be the healer, and you will actually like the heal like extra. That's like D12s instead of D8s for heal. So that's like extra average 2 hit points of healing per person that you heal, which is pretty good. Like if you don't immediately refocus after like you know your battles and stuff like this, you can just like use this to your advantage. I mean, like that's just from other creatures, right? Yeah, that's other creatures. So yeah. Whenever you finish casting a non-capture spell, you restore hit points equal to the spell's level to either one of of the spell or the creature nearest to you. But you cannot heal yourself by this. Okay, that's pretty alright. That's really good actually. Like at major curse, each time you cast like a spell slot of 5th level or lower that takes 2 actions to cast, you actually get a boost that has 3 effects of a 3 action heal of levels 2 um, of like 4 levels lower heal spell. And you use that double amount of like hit points healed by the heal spell, so and you don't benefit from it. So you know, It's not really all that great for major curse, but that's just specifically from this healing, so I mean that's pretty alright, like especially if you cast one heal and just get a burst of the other heal. And it rolls d12s instead of d8s. So I think that's like pretty alright. Now lore, yeah, already it takes like half an hour. Yeah, because Oracle is complicated. Now lore, you get occultism and a lore skill of your choice. Oh yeah, also forgot that ancestors give you like two extra like ancestry feats. Forgot to tell you that. And now lore gives you occultism and a lore skill of your choice. Then read aura, brain drain that just deals damage, mental damage to the enemy, and you get either knowledge or truth domain. Knowledge is the better domain in my opinion of the two. But if there are any true fanboys, then sorry, but I have a different opinion from you. That is based in practicality. Now, you take up -4 penalty to initiative. That, it's not really that bad, especially since you're a support that actually can be a bonus to you. Because, since you're an Oracle, and Oracle is a divine spellcaster, you'll probably be a healer. So, you will probably, your allies will probably just take damage by then, and you'll be able to actually heal them. So yeah, actually, like, for oracles, for healers, having a lower initiative is actually better if you are playing a healer or something like this, or if you're playing a rogue. A shame if rogue had like legendary in perception for initiative. So yeah, no, so you can just recall knowledge as a free action. And yeah, when you recall knowledge, at the start of the turn you automatically just like, oh yeah, and you are always flat-footed, so that's kind of sucks, but hey, that bonus is pretty cool. Like, you automatically just recall knowledge on enemies, which is just like always result 10 plus your proficiency bonus, which should succeed if this is not a boss or something like this. And major curse is massive overflow of information. So we can understand like all languages and stuff like this. But you're essentially mute, And you must succeed DC 5 flat check if the spell is verbal or something like this. And bonus to saving throw, +4 bonus to saving throw against linguistic effects. But like, being able to understand all languages is like pretty cool, I guess. Like, you can actually like read a polyglyph or something with your overload of any information and stuff like this. So yeah, that's pretty good. Now Tempest, Nature, Electric Arc, my beloved, the greatest cantrip ever. It can literally like target 2 creatures at once when others can like 1, and also uses like a flat saving throw instead of an attack roll. I just love it. And now Tempest Touch. Yeah, just like, it's a range of touch. And yeah, that's just makes the enemy take a bunch of damage. And gives enemy a -2 speed. And you get both air and water. So as you can see, the Tempest is, when you see that it's air and water instead of like being, just, I don't know, weather. I don't know if weather domain exists. But it's not like water and lightning, it's air and water. because it's going to not be really just like storm in terms of like just hitting just everything with electricity. It's like you get around you a storm that just especially your bones. So you don't take penalties from any perception for from being underwater and anything like this. And enemies cannot really be concealed from you pretty much by conditions like this. So yeah, now you get like Amazon Minor Curse with aura around you. You have 5 animation that pulls out small, just non-magical fires, which yeah, just it's not really a minus. It's not really a minus, even a bonus, but over here you gain weakness 2 to electricity because you are living lightning rod. So right now, little biological weapons and stuff like this. Water, like our water, normally water H2O wouldn't be really conductive, but our water that we have. The reason why water is like so healthy is because water has also like very small particles of iron that we can like easily and safely ingest. That's why it's so healthy. But the little particles of iron make it conductive. So that's why and clouds and all the like clouds and also rain is made of water. Like, I know, like rain. The falling water droplets are made of water. I know, amazing. Nobody would have noticed that water is made of water. But yeah, that's essentially how it works. Like, water is made of water. But yeah, water is pretty conductive. That's why there's so many lightnings during storms and stuff like this. And when it rains, that's why we don't usually just get random. That's why just like lightnings don't really usually hit at random, things at random, but actually appear during the rain. Because rain is made of water, and the water conducts electricity. So then, moderate curse. Expands to 10-foot animation, and you get -2 penalty on ranged attack rolls that originate from you, and you get higher weakness to just electricity. So yeah, but that doesn't really matter because you literally get an electric arc for free. So like, what's not to love? You get electric arc. I mean, that doesn't even make an enraged attack roll. That makes enemies like roll a saving throw. So that is not really an issue, And with major curse, you get a higher and bigger emanation, and you make it a difficult terrain for large and small creatures and huge or small flying creatures. And you aren't affected actually by the difficult terrain. So yeah, just make sure that you have some sort of probably beastkin in your party, or someone that just like turns like huge, like I don't know, maybe like a giant barbarian, or like your other like spellcaster friend is actually a beastkin or something, or the spellcaster will just cast something that just make it larger. Now, time domain. It's horrible. It's horrible, you know? I mean, you get bonuses to speed and bonus to AC to essentially attacks of opportunity. So yeah, you get time sense, which is, um, I mean, like it's not really that great. And temporal distortion, maybe it is good because I haven't actually read it. Um, it's actually like it actually seems like one trap I prepared for my players. Um, but yeah, it's kind of unpredictable, and it doesn't really do too much damage. But it takes kind of like one action, so it's pretty okay, I guess. Like it's very okay-ish, if not like a bit worse. You get either fate or time domain. Um, I mean, time, stasis. I think stasis was pretty okay. And fate, I don't know if fate is good. You know, I don't know if fate is good, but time is like okay at best. And now your curse. You become enfeebled too, and you get minuses to like conditions like fatigued or slow. So yeah, that doesn't really like do a big minus for you. Even if you're like fast AF. But you know, being enfeebled actually makes it so like it's harder for you to wear armor, I think. But with chain shirt, I think that you can ignore the minuses for being enfeebled. So yeah, but your speed won't really do that much. And moderate curse, yeah, it's really long. You get minuses. Your spells affect you for less time. Okay, so buff spells affect you for less time. Essentially. And spells that usually would just kill you in 3 rounds take 5 rounds instead of 10, so it's still almost double what they would normally take to kill you or just debuff you. So it doesn't really work on frightened condition as far as I see. It doesn't reduce like this. Non-permanent conditions affecting you have lower durations. Duration reduced in half. But I don't think that applies to actually frightened and stuff like this. And to a minimum of 1 round, so a lot of stuff doesn't really apply over here, so... Moderate curse, it doesn't really do too much for you. You know? And once again, major curse... you come enfeebled 3, and oh, you become slowed once, so now bye bye meta magic. Now you can really just use normal spells without any meta magic and stuff like this. Fire penalty. Time passes so much faster, and you get +4 to initiative rolls. Which is actually a minus for you. You know, as an oracle, it's a minus for you actually, pretty much. As I explained before, it's actually a minus. It makes you worse of a support. whenever you move, you're concealed. So, okay, that's okay, I guess. That's okay. Okay. Now, your status bonus to AC from reactions up increases to +4, so unless you just want to like run around and just like cast a spell, then okay, but over here with like the major cares, you cannot even do that anymore because they will have like one action left. And I don't see like a lot of spells that deal decent damage that take one action. Especially that I don't think that you can like take magic missile or anything like this. Like this is like one of the worst design domains I've seen. Like, no, even worse. Even though like Paizo has like improved over the years, like time domain, like time mystery oracle, along with like I guess Bones Oracle, are like two worst design pieces of things, you know, that they're just like two worst designed things in the entire game. Maybe along with like the investigator that has interrogation. Yeah, and it took me like 46 minutes. Welcome back to like my old long tutorials. Like yeah, right now I try to make like tutorials in 20 minutes or less. Unless something has like a lot of subclasses as sorcerer, I try to make it like 20 to 30 minutes, 25 minutes average. But here we go back to like an hour long explanation on each class. Sorry, I'm kind of mad because I need to record a lot of stuff. Because you know my computer crashed and also my microphone wasn't working. I'm sick right now, and you know just I spilled like water all over myself, so I needed to like change my shirt. And you know I'm sick, so I cannot wear like a shirt like this. Just like my nostrils and my throat hurt really, especially when I talk. But I actually like want to make these videos. Like I enjoy putting out content, so yeah. At least that makes it kind of better. Like with the throat, like the throat and nostril hurts, like bearably. You know, that's bearable. That's not really like a big thing. It's like this just hurts like I'm being poked with a needle or something like in my nose and throat. But that's not like really a big issue, you know. I can continue to talk. I try to like kind of talk less, but I can actually talk without any greater issues as long as I have enough water on myself. But you know all the other misfortune that just happened to me, like randomly, it's kind of agonizing, you know. Just like you know, meaning to record not only like the throat hurts, that I actually know that I wasted a few videos and I need to re-record them, and I need to make a very long video over here, and I'm running out of water, so I will need to actually change it, and I don't want to make the video any longer. That's like that just hurts, you know. So yeah, I mean, as long as the content is any meaningful, then I can like bear with the pain. It's not like really all that big. But just when the content is wasted, then it just kind of angers me. So you know, sorry for this like exploding and stuff like this, but like damn, that's just like annoying. Okay, now going back to feats and stuff like this. Um, Glenlore. It doesn't have a prerequisite. To be honest, I thought that you need to be like a lore oracle for that. So yeah, pretty okay. Like Spirit Touch weapon will be really good if you take like the Battle Domain Oracle. Of course, like all the things that have like greater revelation and like the other ones, that the other two like that give you better revelation spells and stuff like this are pretty good. Oh yeah, and the funny thing that, oh wait, oh no, that's like what source? Oh no, spoilers. Okay, that's spoilers, not source. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty okay, and also like paradoxical mystery. Paradoxical mystery seems really good. Nuclear providence also really good. Mm. This one seems kind of useless, in my opinion, but also Blaze on Revelation. It's actually really good, you know? Like, it allows you to essentially just, like, go boss mode, you know? Like, go boss mode like Sans from Undertale. But I don't recommend taking Bones Domain for that. Even though you can actually try to take Bones Domain for that. This is, like, the only state where Bones Domain is not, like, bad. I mean, you can just go boss mode and just essentially just keep blasting your enemy with your focus spells. That's pretty rad in my opinion. I thought you could like take a boss monster by yourself. Now the problem is like DC 40 yourself, so I think that you should take like Canny Acumen for that. Just for that you should take like Canny Acumen or something. And you should also like, you know, get someone to give you like a bonus to fortitude saves or something. And just make sure that you have at least one hero point on yourself, you know? Or I don't know, like, have all 3 hero points. And if you roll a critical failure, maybe your GM will allow you to just like stay on 1 HP. As like one less stunt or something. And that would be pretty good. That would be pretty badass. So yeah. I think that's the best thing if you're entering a boss room. You can just cast this. You can just use this whenever you like just use a revelate. Whenever you just like enter a boss room, like as the last fight. You can just like cast this and just fight the boss. That would be pretty good. As long as you have like a couple of like hero points, then I think that you should be fine if you have at least like 1 hero point saved up. Most likely, even though I know that usually people think like that, oh yeah, hero point, that's another critical failure. But yeah, I think that you can actually like survive very well. And that's I think like that will be pretty good. I just believe it's pretty cool. And for your like spells that you should take, just take the standard divine stuff. You should take the heal spell. Wait. You should take the heal spell for first, like the fear spell, to be able to cast it at level 3. And yeah, just divine. I think that you have scatter squee. Oh yeah, shield will be pretty good, but I don't see if you have like scatter squee or something like this. I think that I was like just wrong Forbidding Ward will also be great for a support. As far as I can see, like Days seems to be pretty just the best cantrip that you can take seems to be Days. And maybe Haunting Hymn. Haunting Hymn also seems to be like a decent option. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to like... I need some more water, so yeah, just remember guys, just try to find your own path with Freaks of Nature.